Welcome again. I am here with another episode of the email show. Today I have Shinu Johnson. So he has started working as an email marketer with an NGO as a communication expert. And earlier he has studied in India Bible College and Seminary, and he has done his Bachelor of Theology. And he is originally from Kerala. Right now he is in Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India. So it's great to have you, Shinu, here.
Thank you, Arnab. So nice to have you here, and thank you for the invitation as well. Yes, I'm so proud to be here to speak something about what I'm doing, what is my passion about, and to share something that which can give you some sort of idea and give you some sort of guidance to do what to do and what not to do. Happy to be here. Thank you, Arnab.
So, thank you, Shinu, for coming today. Can you briefly
Arnab, are
introduce
you there?
yourself and share what led you into email marketing?
So I just start with how I came into this email marketing. As Eddie told that I told about my educational background. I don't have an MPA or anything in email marketing, but or in marketing product. But I would say strongly say this one: my passion became my profession. That's what it is. So I will just explain how this became my passion and how I reached to a profession. So I start as Eddie told that I'm from Kerala. So I used to get a long 2 months of vacation in our childhood days, that some we call it as summer vacation. And if you study about Kerala, you will understand it's a pretty hot climate on the March, April, May time. So we would get a summer vacation holidays. So our parents, they might be like busy with something, they have their work, so they used to somehow engage us in different sorts of small kind of a small courses or anything. So they used to send us for like tiny small courses like 2 months, 3 months, or 1 month gap courses. So if I name them, it's called DTP, Photoshop, various other courses. In today's scenario, nobody needs to go on such courses because everybody have a PC at home. On those days, it was not, there was like PC was rare in any of the houses, TV was even rare. So on those instances, I could go to some institutions like small IT centers or anything. So 1 hour, 2 hour per day, and go started picking up small courses like DTP. On that instances, I could learn a lot of softwares like Photoshop, Dreamweaver, or DTP, how to type like Malayalam or various other languages. So that all things were settled down from my childhood onwards. So when a point came that I got graduated, they started looking after a job. I got appointment in an NGO called Santosha Samsara in Bangalore. So where I got an opportunity to work as a youth intervention strategist. Intervention strategist is technically means about people, the children, those who are in orphanages. So they came from different backgrounds. They might be because of their lack of facilities in their house, or their parents were no more, or because of various scenarios. So we used to go to these places and train them and help them to come back in their life, in we call it as in the normal trajectory. So on that basis, the NGO was completely focused on youth, and we had a lot of events and programs coming up. So the management understood that I have little bit capacities in Photoshop or various other things, and they gave me a task. One more task were added into in my career. It's called communication between the donors or the well wishers of the NGO. So it was everything new to me. It was completely, they told that okay, you have to start using this software. On that, I never heard of the word Mailchimp. So Mailchimp was a first software I started working as an email marketer. So I got into that. I started using Canva, I started using Photoshop, I started using, with the help of the copywriter and the thing, I started building up emails. And then we started sending out and rolling out. So that was my starting point as an email marketer. So then later on, that became one of the milestone in my life, where this additional task which added into my profile turned into my profession. So I just want to tell you, audience, just want to tell you something like that. Sometimes when we are in a different scenario, something might get add on to you. We never know. That might be a game change in your life. That what happened in my life. So it's from there I started understanding that email marketing is something that I can learn more. I can like research more. Then on, I started picking up courses and email marketing, how to do it, what to do it, what all I need to do it. And as you all know, there are two types of email marketing. One is B2B and one is B2C. So I really picked up B2C because I know B2B is not my cup of tea. So these all channelized me to understand that where I'm coming from. I thought told about the past educational like small courses that I had. All those were add-on factor to become an email marketer on this stage. So that was my journey. Then on, I was into email marketing, getting into more research, getting into more details, how we can improve, how we can do based on the industrial trends. That's what my journey was. So when we go on, we will understand more and we will learn more how we can bring up a good email marketing style.
Awesome, awesome. That was really an amazing journey. And like, do you remember your first campaign?
Yeah, of course. As I told, I started using MailChimp without any experience, without knowing what to add, where to add, what text to add, where text to add. So I still remember I sent out my first campaign without an alt text, without an image link, without knowing the mobile responsive, how it looked like. It was completely mess. But that was the time that I learned. So that mistake helped me to understand there's a lot of things I need to do. Though then when I sent out the first campaign, then I started noticing that there is no click rate. There is no like proper you like we not getting proper the result from the campaign. So I thought that why it's not happening. Then I slowly started understanding about MailChimp, reading the MailChimp resources, how I need to do this, what I need to do is. So slowly starting from there onwards, it was a long journey, but helped me to learn so much stuff. First mistake is always a mistake. When you do it again, it becomes stupidity. So first mistake always helped me to learn how I can grow. So that is one of the things that I learned from the first campaign. I still remember after sending out the email and I was went back to the email inbox and see if I'm hovering over the image, there is something text is and I didn't know what was it. Later on I understood it's called alt text, which is very necessary for an email. So these all things help me to learn more and help me to reach so far.
That's amazing. Like, as you have said right now that you have learned Canva and all the design aspect and all. So is that the reason you have chosen e-commerce instead of going for SaaS or info business?
No, not exactly. The way B2B works and B2C works is entirely different. B2B have a lot of things we need to understand from the background. So we need to have data scraping capacity. We need to know what, where, when. These all things is very important. But in B2C, it is more likely on the growth of a brand. So in B2B, when you get a lead, your work finished. You need to say that it's a conversion. It's a lead. We need to give the lead to the company. But B2C is entirely funnel. We need to go give that growth to the brand we are working with. We need to give the revenue which they are looking for. So I understood that something that I can do end to end is really good than just handling over the leads. And in terms of B2B, there is a lot of things that we need to understand about the domain, their reputation. They use multiple domains. But in B2B, B2C, we have only one domain, which is very relevant that we need to keep up the deliverability and everything. So in terms of that, we have different options there, but we don't have different options in B2C. So one is sale oriented, one is lead oriented. So I go with sale oriented because I understood that sale is one thing that I can grow with, or I can help other brand to grow with.
All right. So what is one tactic that always works for you email marketing?
So let me be honest with you. It's not that we cannot say that email marketing is one set principle. It depends on brand. It depends on what product the brand is selling. It depends on the customer. Why I told these three things? It depends on the brand. See, for example, email marketing is considered as one of the retention focused brand. We do retentions mostly from email, SMS, but because why is we already have a database, we need to build on it. So that's what called retention, or make them purchase again. We cannot spend every time money in Facebook or Meta for bringing the new users or bring back the users again. So it's a retention channel. For example, if the product is really bad and the product doesn't have a good review, that is very difficult to get a retention. So the strategy or the storytelling around it will be different when it compared to a brand which have a good review or a good product. For example, we have a lot of duplicates in this era right now. One brand picks up one product, there will be 100 brands to come up with the same product. So we need to understand that what is working for that brand and what is not working this for brand. So it is completely depend on the what the brand is. Second is what the product is. For example, as I told, a retention for a beauty brand is not like a retention for a furniture brand. For beauty brands, every month people buy. So for example, I brought a sunblock cream when in summer, 1 month it gets over, so I can replenish that. But it's not like that I got a bed or a table. It's not necessary that every month I will buy a table. So it's depend on the product you are selling. So we need to understand. Second one is the product you're selling. Third is depends on your customer. For example, if your email strategy is more of a tiny fancy or Gen Z generation oriented email campaigns, and your targeted audience is a 60-year-old, it won't relate. The text, if the text is based on the language that we are using is for a Gen Z and the audience is a 60-year-old person, it won't relate. So it's completely depends on the brand you are selling, the product the brand is selling, and the customer the brand has. So email strategy evolved from these three places so that we will have a fixed thing. Of course, we have a definite criteria to follow, but it's more about what is selling. So there is no hard and fast rule saying that these are the things should go in this email, these are the things should go in add to cart email, these are the things goes to go to in checkout email. So it's not hard and fast rule, but it's depend on what is a brand out there.
All right. So you know that 2025 is the year of newsletters. People are actually starting their own newsletter, or maybe they are thinking of starting their own newsletter. So when it comes to newsletter, what makes a newsletter great, in your opinion?
Yeah, newsletters are something, there are different kind of things. One is newsletter the people write based on their thoughts, kind of a blog, kind of a newsletter they write, that you want to write to somebody for a group of audience. But see, imagine, you need to understand that if you get 100 newsletter per day, 100 newsletter per day, will you do that 100, or did you read that top one, or did you read that the credible one? So we need to understand this factor, that newsletter is something that needs to be more elaborated, but it's relevant to the customer. For example, a customer signed up, or a person or a client signed up for your newsletter. I am an email marketer. When somebody signs up for my newsletter, I don't have a newsletter right now, I'm saying, just saying. So the expectation is I need to learn something from this guy, what is email marketing. But if I started doing something else in that, bringing that something else, that will be entirely different. So customers intention to sign up for the newsletter should be understood from the beginning itself. For example, if a person sign up for your newsletter thinking that you are a good expert in this field, and if you are getting into something else, then they will unsubscribe and go. So it's basically, we need to understand that what the customer want, we need to give. Even in the B2B or the B2C, whatever it is, it's not, as we regularly say one word, customer is the king. Whoever comes to is, they is the king, because they only want your thing. They don't want everything that you pour out, they want only what they want. So giving the relevancy to the content is one of the main thing that we follow. And proper tracking. See, some of the people, they just send out an email, don't have any tracking system saying that how many people open the email, how many people click through that or the campaign. Proper tracking will help you to understand what the audience required is, and helping to understand that what works for the particular audience. So if you don't have a tracking system, you need to go back to your metrics and see if you're using any ESP. If it's a personal newsletter, you need to see who are the people who are regularly opening your emails, who are the people those who are periodically opening your emails. So target them on that basis. Otherwise, you will be sending out in bulk, but return will be less. And most of the ESPs you have, they have engagement system. If your engagement goes down, your domain reputation goes down, so your email will end up in spam. So if it's your responsibility to keep up your engagement with the audience, so that your deliverability will be on a high note. If the deliverability goes down, your email will go in junk or spam folder, you will get no result. So it's very 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 keen to know that we need to keep up the engagement standards to increase your positive KPIs and decrease your negative KPIs, which makes a strong email marketing strategy fundamental.
Amazing. So have you seen any newsletters that really stands out?
Yes, of course. I'm an email marketer, so I sign up for various email markets to understand that how they are doing. Especially when I work with a brand, I used to subscribe the email for our competitors to understand what they're doing. But understand one factor: many brands do this mistake. They see that their email is good, but that doesn't mean that email is performing good. You don't have the stats of how their email working. So it's important that not to follow their strategy, but learn from what they're doing. So I have one brand approached me saying that, hey, my competitor is doing this one, can you do this? Then I asked the same question, do you know how the what the result of that campaign is? They told no. Then how come you can say that that's a successful campaign? So that is very important. When you do a competitor analysis, you don't have any data of the competitor, how the campaign is working. So unless and until you don't have that, don't completely follow what your competitor is doing. So on that instances, when we approach a strategy, we can evolve strategy, but you cannot copy the strategy. If you copy the strategy, we are just trying to do what they're doing, but we don't know what the result is. So one of the greatest email that I like is called Outer. So they keep up the consistency. Outer is one of the furniture brand in US.
Okay.
So even the CTA is on a different note. So they use a tiny little arrow on their CTA. which is standouts everywhere. So I always think about this one. I don't know if I'm pronouncing correct. And then era of Idea Vodafone was not there. Now it's called VI. Before Vodafone, they used to have a strategy called Zuzu. I don't know Zozo. So imagine whenever you see that image, a white ball with a mark, you will understand that is Vodafone because they made a brand on that note and they started to implement ads on that. That became a stigma in everyone's mind. When that is there, it's called Vodafone. If they didn't build the brand, they build the advertisement, and through that they build the brand. So it's very important for you. Somebody see your email, but something saying that oh, this belongs to that brand, or this belongs to that. That kind of an identity, if we can bring in, which is collaborating invitation between the brand tone, the brand design, the website design, and the email, that works well. So outer is some of the one thing which I always like it. Their emails are very simple. It's not like very fancy. They have only few images, but more text in the sense text images, text as images. But it is absolutely amazing. It's stunning because it's the website is also built in that way. It's not just because of emails alone. The website is built in that way, so the email has to go in the same tone, in the same voice, in the same design.
Amazing. So, what tools or platforms do you use for your email marketing?
So I'm a certified Klaviyo expert. I use mainly ESP as Klaviyo. So Klaviyo itself it gives a lot of room to understand what the metrics are, what the details are. So apart from them, I strongly recommend clients to use Triple Whale, which is one of the tool which we can understand more about where most traffic is coming from, where you're getting more revenue. It's revenue oriented channel. They have different attributions like they call it as like last click attribution, first click attribution. So it's all about understanding email is an attributed channel. So we need to understand that people are coming. There are chances people came to Facebook, saw your email, clicked your email and purchased, and the attribution goes to Facebook. I'm not saying that Facebook should not claim it because the user were bought by Facebook, but email also have a part in it. So if you don't know what is converting more, you cannot scale it more. If you don't know Facebook is not performing well, you will keep pushing your money and you won't get the good result. But if you are seeing that email is not working well, then we need to slow down in email campaigns to in order to save our subscribers. So these all metrics will help you to understand where, what, when to do. So Triple Whale is one of the tool I use to having more data driven approach. And there is another for email inspiration. Technically on the brands I use miller.com, which is a free website where we can go and get inspired with a lot of hi-fi brands. They have Gap, so many brands. So they are a very good email marketing channel. So we can go and get inspiration, not just design inspiration. You will get a lot of campaign ideas. So I started getting a new brand. It's an apparel brand. So it is like apparel brand. They always want a new arrival campaign, but we cannot say every day new. So we need to bring in new items saying that how to portray new in a different way. So I went on there. I could understand that we can do in different segments, saying that all about jeans, all about jackets, all about these things. So I started implementing all those things. So we'll get a lot of inspiration from miller.com. That is one of the places that you can go and find what can be done. So again, it's based on your brand, your customer, your product. It's not just go and get it from there and do it there. So that's the main two things that I use. And apart from this, for the technical skills, I know it's a very open channel. We can use Canva for the designing or Figma. I'm not a Figma expert, but I do something here and there in Figma. If it's my slide changes or cropping, slicing, everything. And there is one tool which I use, always good to use because images should not go in a very high size in the emails because it's very different. So there is called tiny JPEG, where with JPEG, so where you can upload your emails images and convert into lesser. It converts the email into 80% lesser size. If you get a 1 MB file, you will get around 200 300 KB. So it's help the images to load faster into your inbox because the higher the size, it takes time to load because all the images is not going to the inbox as an image, it goes as a URL. So that needs time to load. So the size is, let's take good time, it take lesser time to load, so your email will be visible to your customer in lesser time. So these are the tools which I use, which is most common, but it effective to understand more.
Amazing. What is one email trend you think is overrated?
Yeah, there are some sort of it's the still I'm learning from email experts. I'm not the like right person to answer, but every there is a myth is going on text based emails and versus image based emails. Obviously there are different capacities, different things. So if you fully load your email with images, the main thing which I understood was it takes time to load in the inboxes. Even if a user in a place where the internet is slow, it won't give you the exact result that what we are sending, but text load faster. That is the one thing that I understood, that text works better than the image. But doesn't mean that the image based email doesn't work. But always keep this in mind, the idea is not to portray your design creativity, the idea is to sell the product which you are sending. Nowadays I'm seeing that a lot of emails are more of design oriented than selling oriented, because they want to showcase the designs, not the product exactly. So we saw that there are a lot of stock images are used. Even everybody knows, even the brands are adapting AI images to make emails. I'm not saying it's wrong, but on a right tone and the right sense, that is right. But if you're over depending on those rather than a lifestyle image or the product oriented image, even everybody understand that there is an AI there. So I always think like this, there are people thinking that okay, I can adulterate some of my product. So if I adulterate my product, I can sell, I will not use it. But another person who is adulterating another product, I am forced to use that. So on that instance, have that ethics in your mind, saying that a customer is also a person, real person. They are looking for your credibility, they are looking for what you are saying. Sometimes we believe in what is it, the people, those who are on the high end, is a cricketer or a film star or somebody saying, but they are not at all using it. But in this email, when we say that these people are using this one and seeing the result, be honest with that, because honesty is something that everybody is looking for, because ultimately you are not going to use a product, they are going to use a product. So basically using truthfulness in email marketing is one of the main things that I'm seeing lacking. So they always portray that, saying that this is the best, this is the best, this is the best. I'm not saying that don't say it's the best, but say it in a way that customer understand, not overrated it, because they built on expectation. If you break your expectation, they will never come back. If you give what they want, they will come back. But if you break their expectation, they will never come back. For example, they say you will get result in 3 days. We know it won't get it. So people while buying, they say in 3 days I'll get a result. So third day didn't get a result. What they will say, hey, this is faltu. It won't work. They will not buy again.
True.
Technically they are like not understanding really what. So it's based on research. We cannot say false claims, but beyond truth. So your customer is also a real person. So we need to understand you as a customer and produce email, and don't overrate images, because that is one of the things that we can cut.
All right, Shino. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. And do you have any suggestions for the newcomers in email marketing?
If you say yes, many people understand that email marketing is one of the things that you can definitely earn so much money. But I say, okay, I once I went to my bank. So I have a client from abroad. So they used to send money. So every time I get money, I need to go to the bank and say that, hey, my inward remittance and come, I need to transfer it. So by seeing the money, the person who is doing that, what are you doing? Why you're getting every month money? I told, I'm an email. Oh, just sending an email, you're getting this much money. I told, no, I'm not sending email like as you are sitting and sending emails to us. I'm an e-commerce email marketer. I need to keep up my target, keep what clients wants, then only I'll get money. So it's not about technically everybody have an understanding that okay, just go send them email, you will get money. No, there are principles, there are things that you need to learn before you start email market. It's not just make a design. I have seen many people. Recently one person approached me saying that, hey, I have some issue with domain, can you fix it? The issue was very simple, they didn't put the DNS properly, and for her it was very difficult to find out. For me it was easy. For her, the email open rate is not there, click rate is, she is like, technically she is a social media manager, she doesn't know anything about email marketing, and she was forced to be in that place. So email marketing is not a place where everybody can come and just put it. But I would say that if you have a heart to learn, it's a very good place to learn, but you need to put that effort to learn. Otherwise it will be very difficult, you will struggle a lot, because technically the technicality, it's easy to see emails coming in, but there are a lot of things running in the backend. There are DNS, there are DMARC, there are SPF. Lot of setups are there. You need to have a basic understanding of these all things, otherwise you will lose your passion. So understanding little bit detail about email marketing before stepping into email marketing, I would definitely recommend to get some HubSpot Academy free course or Klaviyo product certification. These all things will help you to understand the basic fundamentals of email marketing. So as I told, I spend a lot of time in investigating new things and learning new things. And other things which is over me is the grace of God, the God's grace. So I would say one more thing added to into it. If God want you to become in email marketing, He can build you. But if God's decision is something else, you need to find out that, because everybody comes in when the heats are high, they will drop and go. But if you really know that this is your job and you can do, you can definitely do it, otherwise you will fail. So there are people those who started in a very high note, and then when something comes up, they drop it and go, because it is not their passion. They just took it for their for earning. So this should not become your experience. That you should have a confidence that I want to build my career in email marketing, that's why I'm here. So when the challenges come, you will learn, otherwise you will drop. If you have a mindset that you want to learn, you will step up. If you don't have a mindset to learn, you will always go down. So that's the one thing that you need to understand. One is have a capacity to learn from the challenges, not to drop back. And have a basic fundamentals about email marketing. So and there are different scenarios. So when you take a small little course to about email marketing, you will learn all those things. So that's all about I want to say about the freshers, those who want to come up in email marketing. Email marketing is not simple, but if you have definite knowledge, it makes you work easier. I'm not saying it's simple, help you to make easier, because it's not playing with anything. You're playing with somebody else's money, because there somebody else is spending money on the ESP. In Klaviyo, there are one account which I manage. They are paying $3,000 per month. $3,000 per month is almost like 4 lakh 5 lakhs rupees they are spending just for ESP. So it's not for a tool for you to play around, but it's somebody else's money. So you should have that also in mind when you pick up something.
True that. Awesome. So, Sinu, thank you for sharing all of your insights and learnings and all. So, right now, do you have anything to offer to the audience? Like if you are building any course, cohort, or anything?
Yeah, I had conducted several courses for few couple of people to learn. See, for example, I'm an email marketer. I have my own works, but I definitely have something in my mind to start. If I get a couple of 4 or 5 people to start with as a course or something, I'm ready to do that. It's not just like typically hi-fi course marketing or strategy or anything. I'm happy to share what I learned. It's not the saying that I will charge you X and Y. It's not like that. Knowledge is always transferable. So I'm willing to do that, but I need at least 5 to 6 people, not just one or two. So I had one person, I was training him. I had another guy who trained him, and he got in an email agency, is working there. So I have plans, but not right now. But always have that in my mind, so which you can educate the people those who want. So if you want, you can follow me on LinkedIn. So I used to post something if required. So if any course is coming up, any meetings are coming up, so you can definitely send me a direct message so we can talk about it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks for coming, Shinu. It was really amazing. And whatever you want me to add to the description, like you can send it to me. And of course, I will ask people to follow Shinu on LinkedIn. He's gonna share a lot of value-oriented stuff for you. As an email marketer, you will get value. Also, if you're a business owner, then you will be learning how to use email marketing to grow your business. So make sure to follow him on LinkedIn. And thanks for coming today, Shinu. It's really amazing to have. It's my pleasure to have you here. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Eddie. Thank you so much. It's great to hear that somebody have a passion to do this to help others, and really appreciate your passion as well.
Thank you so much. And if you want me to bring more such people like Shinu who are expert in email marketing, make sure to subscribe to this channel and I'll be there. Thank you.